show. Great excitement around this town at the moment, Jim,
doubt.
ahead of the season opener tomorrow night. Listen, 24 hours ago. Great excitement about the show tonight too. Developments from the Essendon Footy Club point of view with Stephen Dank. Story broken on 9 News in Sydney. Damien Barrett along to tell us all about that. And what about this? James Hird speaks to us exclusively before he heads off tomorrow on a 4-month holiday.
Yeah, can't wait to hear from Hirdy. Okay, speaking of the big blockbuster, we love to have the biggest guests on the Footy Show always. Tonight, we have from the Fremantle football coach, their unbelievably, club I should say, their unbelievably successful coach, Ross Lyon's in the house with us tonight.
Always love speaking to Rossi Lyon. Jim, this segment is taking off.
Hasn't
the
it?
best young talent in the competition. We
Crikey.
like to get a look at them early. So tonight,
Second
Zach Merritt
round.
from the Bombers, Patrick Cripps from Carlton,
Yes.
Christian Salem from
Yes.
Melbourne, Luke McDonald
Yes.
from your club, and the big boy Jesse Hogan from Melbourne, all live in the studio.
What about that? And the biggest thing to happen in the off-season by far was the Kokoda track. And Sam and Gary went up there. Gary seemed to handle it okay. It nearly finished the old enforcer off. We've got line 2 tonight of the Kokoda Trail. Looking forward to that.
Yes, and speaking of the enforcer, GWS plays Sydney. Big match up there, so we sent him up to do a bit of Sydney street talk. We always love that. We've got a massive show. Let's get started.
The Docklands precinct, of course, for the Footy Show on a Thursday night. Why would you be anywhere else, especially when you've got panellists of this quality? Massive grudge match next Friday night. Essendon, North Melbourne. From the Bombers, superstar in the making, Dyson Heppell. And an already bona fide superstar now in the Kangaroos, Santo.
Nice to see both these men, and of course there's a spare seat at the end, and we're going to introduce that man very shortly because he's only just come back into the country. But before we introduce him, let's introduce the #1 star of this show, the biggest name in television, 300 games superstar from Geelong, John Sammy Newman. Nice to see you.
Really looking forward to the season opener on Sunday, Gary. It'll be exciting and it'll be
Season opener Friday, Collingwood v Freo, Rossi Lyon in the chair.
Oh, no, that they could be playing. I'm talking about the Grand Prix. First one.
Come on, Fort.
Down at Albert Park. Young Daniel Ricciardo. I was there at the opening at the Crown Entertainment Complex with Danny Peacock doing
You driving?
No, I'm not driving, and there's some celebs down there.
Was there?
Craig Lowndes, Mark Scaife,
that's
it.
Dave Coulthard,
Right, you talk to them all?
Jackie Stewart,
Yes.
the Buzzard.
Craig Kelly.
Craig Kelly was down there.
Hardly.
Jeez, that's rarefied company for the Buzzard.
I think he manages half the drivers and half the people there he was managing.
Before we welcome
Moo?
our man here, who's
That's his wife.
That's his wife, who's married.
Oh, yeah, that is her name, Moo. I'm not saying.
Her name is Meredith, but she likes to be known as Moo.
Yeah,
beautiful,
so
gorgeous
I was
woman.
Not saying
far too good for Craig Kelly. Hey, before we introduce our guest that's vacant, what about Jim last night? Some congratulations.
Jimmy, elected again as the president of the North Melbourne Football Club. And a little known fact.
Well done,
A little known fact, he was opposed and only just squeaked in.
Very good news. Now, where is our man over
Looking
here?
forward to the next 3 years. Enormously looking forward to getting stuck in a dowel in a minute too. But we have a vacant chair down the end. This young man is a legend of our show, of course. He has, in the off-season, done amazing things, including filming for Getaway. Have a listen to this. He went to Antarctica first, then breezed into the Galapagos Islands for a spell, and then headed down the Amazon River, if you don't mind, Gary. And that's why he was unavailable last week, but he has just come back in the last 24 hours.
Haven't seen him yet.
So we would love a great big footy show. Welcome for Shane Crawford.
Come help me get off. Get off.
Help you.
Help me get off.
Give him a hand force.
Oh, all right, Jim.
Why don't you vine from South America?
Well, how do you want me to help?
Just
how we're
kick
going
my
to get
foot
him
out.
off? Oh, it's nice to have you back, Shane. Like, straight from the Amazon, Shane, have you?
Watch that plane.
Sit down, Shane. Very nice to have you back in the country. How was your time over there?
Fantastic.
Yeah?
How did you go there, Force? Did that bit of frontal pressure?
I bought you a present, Sam. All the way from the Amazon. This is what I've been living on. I've been living on crickets. Serious? Every morning, part of my diet, I've been eating these. So I thought, why not give it to my good friend to have a crack and just show everyone
So you
what
really,
it tastes like. They're real crickets.
Yeah, well,
You have a
tastes-
couple.
oh.
Go on. There you go.
Come on,
I'm
Sam.
not eating them.
Seriously.
You eat one.
Have a go.
You do something for once.
No, just have a couple.
No, I'm not eating them.
No, they're real crickets.
Why would I be eating crickets? I've had a... I've just had a ribeye. I've just had a beautiful... Why would I be eating
No,
crickets?
don't eat them. Not
No,
no,
come
no,
on,
no.
seriously.
When he gets a bit peckish later, he
No,
can.
for everyone, just to show everyone that you'll have
Give
a go.
eat one so we can get on with the show. Go
Two.
on.
Two.
Two.
I ate 5.
Just a couple. Just a couple. Here.
Go on, Force. You eat one.
Here, Gary.
Hey, Shane, whilst we
What's that like, Jim?
Disgusting.
contemplate the crickets, we asked you to take some photos while you're away, just to give us a little bit of a background of what you've been doing. So share with us.
Well, that's a piranha. I caught that in the Amazon.
Which one?
Got the same teeth as me, yes, that's very true.
Awfully sharp, Gary.
And that's another one, that's a silver piranha, so I caught a few.
Yep.
Which is quite scary. I didn't take them off the hook, and that's obviously in Antarctica with a few of my new mates, the penguins. So, and a wonderful trip, amazing, incredible.
What did you learn about Antarctica, Shane?
Well, actually, I've got a few facts that I really would love to share with everyone at home and everyone here, if that's okay. Can I do that?
Yep.
All right. Now, Antarctica is classified as the windiest continent on Earth. What is the second windiest place? This one.
Oh, no.
The Big Bill House.
Oh.
That's exactly right. Now,
Yes.
the second one, I've only got 3, so I'll keep moving on. The waters of Antarctica are unique. Now, they're made up of 70% fresh water, 25% salt water, and 5% of old man pee.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Yes.
Look at the ball.
Yep. That's the warm patch right there. Now, the last one is a question for everyone to have a think about, so take it on board.
Righto.
There are rumours explorer Douglas Mawson actually ate his own travelling companions. So, who on this panel, if you had to eat someone, who would it be? That's a true question. Who would you eat?
On this
If you had to
panel?
eat one of us?
On this panel?
Yeah.
I'd probably eat you because you look very toned. I think it'd be a good cut of meat.
Oh! Who would you eat, Dyson?
Oh, I'd probably go with Jim. He'd probably be a nice fine bit of meat too, I reckon.
Oh!
What does that mean?
Who would you eat if you had to eat one of us?
Going somewhere?
Well, yeah, let's...
This actually happened down in Antarctica many, many years ago.
well, I'd be on a very, very strenuous and rigorous diet, so I'd probably try and feed on your brain. I tell you what, if our good friend Bill the Mammoth was here,
Feed the whole audience.
we'd hollow him out and use him as a bivouac and an air raid shelter and a hangar and anything like that.
Yeah, I would start with Jim, appetiser, you know, not much there, and then I'd finish with you because I'd use your back hair as dental floss.
Oh, there it was. That's where it was going.
All right, well, nice to have you back, Shane. Now, sit there and be quiet. Dyson Heppell, ladies and gentlemen. Great to see Dyson. Not hard to do, guys. Well, Shane's in this sort of mood, but we just need to be serious for the moment because you've had a really tough year last year, the Essendon Footy Club, and only a couple of weeks ago you would have woken up and picked the paper up and saw your picture with 13 other of your teammates that have been named as players who may have taken illegal substances. We want to get to the bottom of how that made you feel, particularly when you saw it for the first time.
Yeah, Gaz. Well, I suppose it was, you know, obviously very disappointing waking up, seeing your face in the paper, I suppose, and it really sort of linked you to the actual issue. But, you know, as a club, all we could do, it's out of our hands, really. So we couldn't do a lot about it. Really, we're moving on from it. And as I said, really out of our control, but obviously very disappointing on my behalf and also as a club and I think as an AFL in general. So.
And I think that's the point, is it is out of your hands and out of your control and there's no resolution at the moment. So from your own health point of view, I mean, have you got fears now? You're still not really sure of what went on?
No, I don't think so. You know, from all the resources and the research that's been done into it, I have no fears of health issues down the track, yeah.
Matty Lloyd on Monday night on Footy Classified, who is still close to the Essendon players, of course, said he had some fear for the mental well-being and health of not only the players but family members who are caught up in this as well. How are your mum and dad and Kate, your girlfriend, and her family? How are they dealing with it?
Yeah, well, you know, it was obviously a pretty tough time throughout the course of last year, but the family are fine. They're going really well with it and really hasn't fazed them. And you know, Kate's been very supportive, so all good, all good.
Well, this is the first time you've been on the show without the beautiful Kate Turner. She's normally in the audience. She loves coming into the footy show. We're disappointed she's not here, but your 4-year anniversary recently, Dice, and we love the romanticism of this tweet. Let's have a look.
Here we go.
4 years with this character. Hashtag rare unit. Hashtag good find.
Yeah, well, no, you got to keep the missus happy, mate. I'll have to throw something up there for you. But there you go.
Rare unit.
Yeah.
Is that how you used to woo 'em, Foss? Is that the sort of language you used in the day?
I'm probably a bit irrelevant to give you any advice on dating because these days I just get excited if I park my car in a tight space. So I've been out of the loop a bit, Gaz.
Oh, he's up and about. He's away.
No, what have you got? No, come on, give him.
You must have some advice.
Well,
we threw this to you because you're the most experienced.
And I can give you plenty of. And always reverse psychology. Right. This is what I believe.
Play hard to get?
No, don't play hard to get. Always play yourself down. Say you come with a minimal package. Right. Sometimes can go off in the holster. Just don't say you're a stud. Just say you're not well endowed and that you're a bit of a novice at it. And the first time you have a crack at it, you'll be amazed that if you say you're no good at it, how you're not bad at it, and they'll say, gee, imagine how he'll be when he gets his irons.
Under promise and over deliver.
If you'll pardon the expression.
The thing about this is he's actually thought about this, Jim.
Yeah.
He's put a bit of thought into it.
No, but if you want to find out, Dyson, if you want to find out if you're likely to score the first time you go out.
Oh, no. What do you got?
If you're likely, if you want to know, you don't have to just, you're a bit nervous and you think, I wonder if
Take the guesswork out.
Ask the lady or the man. Yes. I mean, nothing wrong with going out with a bloke.
there isn't, yes.
Oh, no. Ask the person, would they like to have breakfast in the morning? And if they say yes, say, would you like me to ring you in the morning or just give you a nudge?
Oh, and that's one of his Christmas.
Write that down. Write it down.
Can you believe
Is that the winner?
Or
no, not enough.
That obviously worked in the 50s.
Or screw me if I'm wrong, and I cleaned that up. Screw me if I'm wrong, but I bet you'd like to kiss me.
Oh, no.
Think about that.
He was going so well.
He was going well. Nick Del Santo joins us. Welcome, Nick. Great to have you here. You, of course, don't need any of that advice because happily married for 18 months.
Yeah, happily married. I haven't used any of those lines, so might have to get up with the times
Probably
there,
why
Sammy,
yours is working and Sam's never.
Yeah.
Hey, first time as a panellist in North Melbourne colours, mate, so congratulations. How is that all going? Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Thank you. Going really well, Gaz. Obviously, it was a bit of a tough time for me personally, and a lot of guys have gone through it, so I don't feel like I'm the only one. But, you know, a big change after 12 years of obviously St Kilda, and love my time there and really appreciate everything they've done. And, yeah, just time for a bit of a change. So I've gone to North Melbourne, and since day one I've really felt a part of it. The boys have been fantastic and the coaching staff. So I'm actually really excited to play Essendon next week to see if we are any good and to see how it's all going to play out. So
Gary,
it's exciting times.
We all know why Nick left.
Right.
It was because the price is right. Oh, come on down, Gary! Yeah!
Hey, going to a new...
Anaconda, where? What?
Going to a new club, the players love to see and get to know you and all your little habits, and we had a shot of your locker sent in to us. Now, you can tell us whether this is right or not, but these are the things that are found in your locker. Some Listerine, they reckon you have a gargle before you go out, you have a shower, wash yourself down with baby powder, and the other one is a special deodorant that you like to use before you go out and train. Correct or not?
True.
It's all true.
It's all true.
And powder.
Do you want me to justify it?
No,
Powder
yeah, please.
for crotch itch.
Well, yeah, I feel chafe is a severe issue, and if you get it, you're in big strife. So I put talcum powder on after a shower, and it keeps you dry during summer.
Yes.
I like to feel fresh before I train, so I use a little bit of mouthwash just before I get going.
This is extraordinary.
And there's nothing wrong with a bit of cologne. So
No.
I put cologne on when I get up and when I...
All right, while you're at
Go
it,
to
I've got
train.
another one. You put Justin Bieber songs on in the gym when you're working out on your own.
Is this true or false?
It's just true or false?
Is this I put it on?
Yes. True.
It's on a playlist. It's on a playlist, guys.
Justin Bieber.
Bieber.
What?
Bieber.
True or false, Dale, you wear women's deodorant because you reckon it smells better?
Oh, no.
Last one. Your wife auditioned for the Real Housewives of Melbourne reality TV.
Oh, come on,
Is
Dal.
that true or you put her up for it?
No, I did ask her that, and I did hear that story, and then I asked her, and she said, you don't earn enough money, that's why I didn't get on.
Fair enough.
So,
So you've
no,
been-
that's definitely false, guys.
So you've been married for you've married a woman, have you? Have you?
Yeah.
Okay. Nothing wrong if you hadn't.
No, of course. And Jim, you would have seen a bit of Jim down there, the chairman, he would have welcomed you.
No doubt.
Well, that's the only issue, Gaz, that I've had a great time playing football and doing everything with the boys. That's the one bit I was a little bit disappointed about. I did get a call from Jim post-season last year saying, come across, we'll do this and we'll do that for you.
Yep.
I remember being
illegal.
promised games of golf at the National, some business opportunities, and just seeing his face would have been a good start. And I've heard he's fantastic on a treadmill down the club, but haven't seen any of it since. So that's my only complaint so far.
Yeah, well, it sounds all great, mate. You've jumped off a sinking ship is what you've done. If the truth be known, mate, is what you've done is actually jumped off.
Well, I don't agree with that in two reasons. I didn't jump off because people think it's sinking, and for two, I don't think the
It's
St Kilda
sinking.
Footy Club is necessarily sinking.
Oh, it's sinking.
He's certainly fitting in down at North, Jim.
He's
Nicky
magnificent.
Dell, he's
Fantastic.
taken the boys fishing, and he's really fitted in with the group. Have a look at him here. He's goes back, celebration, and I don't know what you're doing. Fair dinkum. But if you're going to impress the boys, I'll tell you what, that's the way to do it. What on earth are you doing? Hey?
What's that, Dal?
That was Super Bowl Monday, and
jeez.
we'd been told on the Friday, again in a small group, and to play out a touchdown play, which you did, and I caught the ball, and if you got it, what sort of celebration would you do? And that was the fishing scenario that we played out. I think we pretty much won that as well, so it was not a bad
For a
day.
big year, the Kangaroos.
Yeah, they're going to go well, the Roos.
Good work, Dal. Now, great friend of yours and former coach of St Kilda and now doing a great job at Freo, Ross Lyon, not far away. But we mention him, A, because we know you're going to stay and watch what he's got to say, but also because we've got a bit of news on the Fremantle Football Club. I want you to welcome the best newsbreaker in football, Damien Barrett, everybody.
Oh, JB. JB, David, that news is the Nathan Fyfe contract situation. And interestingly, and very interestingly, there has been no significant conversations between player and club about the future. And as it stands tonight, there's nothing scheduled for the near future. What we can tell you tonight is that the stay price for Nathan Fyfe is going to be $800,000 a season. That's the figure that he's going to happily recommit to at the Dockers. But we believe when the talks do start that the Dockers are going to be about $200,000 short of that figure as a starting point. And official from a rival club has also told us this week that if he gets the message from Fyfe that he's keen to explore outside offers, that his club can and will offer $1.1 million a year for Fyfe.
All right, well, he is going to be a massive story throughout the course of the year. We'll put it to their coach, Ross Lyon, who's going to join us after the break. Plenty more still to come on The Footy Show.
Tonight on The Footy Show, it's the eve of season 2014. Welcome to the party. Oh, hello there, Ed. We'll be previewing all the opening round action. Just let us at it. Gaz has demanded another instalment of his draftees segment. Oh yes, this is where our main man really shines, interviewing the next crop of AFL talent. Plus, Damo's set to unleash a firestorm of footy news. Go easy on us, Purple. We get a further insight into Gaz and Sam's Kokoda trip of a lifetime. Plus, this will be bigger than Buddy's beard. Sam's first interstate street talk of the year. I'm hearing the old enforcer Tora Manui up there in Blacktown, New South Wales.
Lick your nose.
Do you want to lick it? Inside it, go lick.
What about read all about it?
But next, Dockers super coach Big Roscoe Lyon strides on in to tell us just how Freo plan to take it one step further this year. That's right, the big one. So party hard with us, you reptiles, tonight on The Footy Show.
Show, doesn't that get your blood pumping? The season kicks off tomorrow night, of course, at Etihad Stadium. Collingwood take on the Fremantle Dockers. Well done to Two Dogs, our main man that puts those packages together. The Fremantle Dockers are going to be involved. They played in the last weekend in September. The fourth time Ross Lyon's got there and not quite been able to get across the line. Will it be this year? Please welcome the Fremantle coach, Ross Lyon. Rossi, it is great to have you, mate. We jump at every opportunity we can. You're a long way away over there on the west coast, of course, but you're here to open the season tomorrow night. You must be excited.
Yeah, thanks, Go. It's great to be back. It's come around really quickly, and we're excited and honoured to lead off 2014, and we aim to put on a pretty good show tomorrow night.
I guess what everyone will be interested in is how hungry your group is. We know you would be, but how have the players reacted to the disappointment of the last weekend in September, and how confident are you that they will bounce back?
Yeah, look, on the surface, initially, obviously, there's an emotional fallout and they get together and they drown their sorrows. But since they've had a great break, they come back in, pretty good shape, not perfect, but from there we've worked really hard in a short period of time. And the last 3 weeks we've really trained on in the match, NAB challenge, and the game against West Coast was really very intense and it's brought us up to a really good point. So, yeah, we're in great shape.
How do you go mentally with it? Ross, you've had, what, 5.5 months now since that amazing day. It was only 15 points. So many big moments in the first half that if they'd gone your way, it could have been so different. Was sleeping okay? Do you drive in your car and just stop at a set of lights and think, you know, does it get to you or not?
Yeah, no, it doesn't get to me. I spoke to one of the journos the other week, and I feel I'm as energetic and as positive as I've ever been, really determined to try and create another opportunity. We all said equal, and look, when you lose, what hits you is how hard it is to get back there. But in saying that, we've all got a great model in front of us, Hawthorn. Sustained excellence, prelim loss, grand final loss, and then got it done. So if we're a group that only can create one opportunity, well, we're not quite good enough, but we think we've got the work and the systems in us.
Amazing production done by, I think it was AFL Films, Gaz. And we saw some great vision during that of you in the coach's room, and there's your beautiful family with you at the end of a devastating loss in a grand final. Talk us through these pictures.
I forgot the camera was in there. That's the first thing, and I think I swore at the end of it then once I realised. But look, you know, at the end of the day, you know, your family's really important to you, and they, behind the scenes, share the ups and downs. And obviously, there's been, you know, there's been the draw, but, you know, one heavy loss and two close ones. So, look, you know, it's great that you can share that emotion and something to look back on it. And Peter Dixon does a great job for the AFL. And we want to bring that to the fans and the members of the AFL, because if we just close that off the whole time, they don't get to see behind the scenes. So that's where we're growing as an industry, and I'm glad we can share. And, you know, probably humanises me just a touch. Yep.
Well, not everyone's devastated. The main people aren't devastated because they've re-signed you, so they think you are the man.
Well, it's a good sign of belief.
Very
and
good sign.
Look, they gave me a wonderful opportunity. I feel I've worked hard to try and deliver on that. And there's a player group that gives their all, gives their heart. And I feel fully supported, so it was a no-brainer to sign.
Now, your style, the Dockers' style, is about as different as any other side in the competition. That is a fact. Has this evolved? Have you studied this? Has it evolved from watching other teams in other codes around the country and the world play? Yeah. Or is it because you have an abundance of talent or lack of it?
Well, there's a lot of questions in there, Sam. And we've only got 5 minutes. Look, there's some debatable stuff in there, but at the end of the day, you know, it's sort of Alan Jeans, it's in dispute. They got it. We try and get it back off them. And look, we'd like to be more productive on offence. There's no doubt about that.
More productive on offence.
So 9 goals.
I'd like to kick a couple more goals.
The last time you were here, I showed you a picture on my phone of 40 people in the forward 50 of the other mob.
Yeah, there's only 36 on the ground.
No, Ross, please. There are 3 umpires, 3 umpires and a boundary umpire, and I think a goal umpire. Yeah. That'd be 41. Now, mate, you have an amazing game plan, and you must have studied it.
I don't even understand it,
that's
what it is, Rossi. We've all borrowed from, you know, basketball, you know, on and off ball defence, you know, press, controlling the ball. There's all bits and pieces of it.
You are, and the question everyone's asking is, you've been to 4 grand finals, kicked 9 goals, 10 goals, 7 goals and 8 goals. So is it as simple as trying to find a couple more?
Yeah, look, to get back there, I wish it was that simple, but there's a lot goes into that. I think if you drill in, I mean, the Saints, you know, 9 were top 4 attack, top 2 for 20 weeks. So,
Sam knew that. He didn't want to bring it up.
Yeah, I thought he'd know that. And but look, at the end of the day, failure's feedback. Quite simply, we need to improve. So, we're really confident we can improve.
Ross, everyone's saying that you're behind in your preparation, and I reckon I've worked out why. It's the cricket. Tendai Mzungu, have a look at him here at the cricket in the off-season. Where is that? That's
at the Wacker.
At the Wacker. And have a look who takes the catch. It's Tendai Mzungu. That's what's going on. So you mustn't be happy with that. Training day.
I was thrilled. I was actually just seeing if he had a beer in his hand at the time. Very talented cricketer, Tendai. Elite cricketer as a junior. We encourage work-life balance, so it's great to see them out.
Hey, speaking of the preparation, your opposition coach on Friday night, I read with interest, said might be a good time to get the Dockers. They've had 3 less weeks, and you know, how did you feel when you read that from Buxton?
Well, I think he was paraphrasing me, just saying that we were 3 weeks less we started, and we need every minute or inch of pre-season. And I stand by that, but I feel the last 3 weeks we've really trained on in horse parlance, and we're ready to go. You know?
Rossi, tell me whether this is fact, fiction or myth, that there's a suggestion around that you have monitored Hawthorn, not just as you have every other side in the competition, that you've gone to work on them, their training loads, how long they've trained, gone really in depth into the Hawthorn Footy Club.
Yeah, not just Hawthorn. We're a well-resourced club, so we have some people in the off-season in Melbourne that we need to keep busy. So we allocate them to our first 4 opponents, and of which we play Hawthorn round 3. So there's been someone watching post-Christmas their month, and you know how long, what drills, and they were really impressive. And they've sort of put the wind up us a little bit how hard they were training and how long for. So it was a stark reminder for our group to get into action.
If I could suggest, if you want to get 6 weeks training into 8 days, take them up the Kokoda Trail.
Difficult task.
Mate, I tell you what, I'd like to see Aaron Sandilands get up there.
Well, the sports scientists these days, Sam, put the Khyber on those sort of things. It's hard to sort of get them across to climb mountains, isn't it, in the past? So, yeah, we take a conservative route and just put them around the Fremantle Oval.
Well, I tell you what, you're playing Friday night against Collingwood, and this is a game I can't wait for. It's going to be an absolute cracker. The Pies take on Fremantle under the roof at Etihad. Collingwood had the better of Freo in recent seasons. Mind you, a lot of the last 5 games haven't had Ross in charge, of course, but they won 4 of the last 5. Average of 57 points. Have a look at the side there. Pendlebury is a superstar. In fact, their on-ball brigade is very, very good. And you can see why when you look down the names. And we swing across to the Fremantle Dockers. Beaten in last year's grand final, but we're into it up to their necks. And speaking about on-ball brigades, you look at some of the names that they have when the pill goes down in the middle, and they are supreme on-ball users and getters. So there's nothing wrong with that lineup Monday. Unbelievable in the grand final, especially in the second half. So we can't wait for this one. Footy's underway. Dice, what do you expect?
I reckon that'd be a fantastic game to kick it off. But I think Freo will take the chocolates. Just as a whole team, I think they're a great defensive unit. And under Ross, have actually only lost 1 game since at Etihad. So there you go. Big one for you.
I was going to ask what his record is at Etihad, but you've answered it.
There you go, mate.
I'm going to go for Fremantle as well. I think having a month less, it does apply to the teams that didn't make the 8, but Collingwood obviously played finals last year, so you need to take that into calculation. And knowing Ross like I do, he'll make sure that this playing group is, 1, motivated, and 2, know exactly what they have to do for this coming season.
Shane?
Yeah, I'm a fan of Fremantle and this man right here. I think he's foxing. He's just letting everyone think that they're going just at the moment, but they'll be charging. Don't worry about that. Can they win the first game of the year and the last game of the year? Hope not, but maybe. And do you have the respect of your players, Ross?
I would hope.
Well, you need to have a listen, because I reckon they respect you and they've been taking everything on board, so have a look here.
Is that reasonable?
Is that reasonable?
Is that reasonable?
Is that fair? Is that reasonable? Discipline versus indulgence?
Save it.
Save it.
Save it.
He always says, we're all good people, but...
Everybody's good people here.
It's okay, you're all good people.
We're all good people, but... when they delivers the sledge.
That's fair? Fair, Roscoe?
Very accurate, yeah. Very accurate. Yeah.
Hey, Roscoe, one of the players we just saw there, and Damien Barrett spoke about him in the first break, Nate Fife. An absolute superstar of the competition he's become, and pretty important to you.
Had a dominant year last year, won the Doig medal, had been second, so stood up grand final day.
Have you got 800 grand for him?
I got more, but fortunately I don't have to make those decisions. I just say, yeah, I'd like him to stay. And we respect players' decision. The marketplace they work in, it's a brutal game, so whatever they get, they really deserve, and we'll be working hard to keep him. But you know, whatever Nathan wants or David Mundy wants and how they want to go about it, we respect that. My job's to provide an environment that they want to stay and be a part of.
So just very quickly on that, so you got Fife, we've heard from, and David Mundy, who's a Victorian boy, has had a contract, both superstars. Will you address it with them and say, whatever your decision is fine, but we're not going to talk about it, it's going to be continually brought up, or how do you go about that?
Really good question. If I go back to my history, even at St Kilda and Nick Rewalt, no, I never approach it with players, and there was one player last year that commented that we think he'll stay, and I did speak to him and say, look, I reckon you need to go to that player and say, look, I shouldn't have bought in, it's none of my business, and just respect them going about it. So, no, I don't buy in. Again, I just back in how I work with that player, don't compromise because they're out of contract, just coach them the same way and hopefully we're an environment in the team that they want to be a part of.
Ross, did you try and get Nicky Dell to your side over the break?
Look, it was considered. It was very difficult thinking coaching Nick again. He's a very special player. He was a star of St Kilda. From my end, it's still hard to comprehend he's not there, but we understand the world we're operating in. So, yeah, he's special. Did I try to get him? We did consider Nick. We couldn't afford him.
And no one can take you off better than him.
Yeah, that's
he's outstanding.
He's outstanding.
Although some of that stuff I saw pre-show was give me an insight to Nick.
Now, you said you've studied the first 4 sides you played. Obviously, you've studied Collingwood. What have we... I know you're not going to let anything go here, but you've obviously studied how to beat them. And I feel almost treacherous in not picking the Dockers, seeing as you're sitting here, but that would be weak if I thought Collingwood would win. What did you find out about Collingwood that you didn't already know?
Well, I think it's on the table. They're changing game style. They've been a high kick, handball to kick team, the ratio, kick less, handball more. They've got a lot of young players coming through, and I don't know if it's a rebuild, but it's a change. We thought when they won in 2010, I think they were the 9th youngest premiership team, and we're all sort of chirping about a dynasty. So there's been some things, significant change, and they're changing their personnel and how they play. So I think we're all a little bit surprised.
They're going to crowd them
what's
up
going
and
to be there.
bunch them up and confuse them. And
that's the aim, Sam.
That's the aim, is just to...
Give us a tip, Foss.
Oh, well, as I say, I'm not going to tip against...
Well,
I'm going to tip the Pies because I just think it's patronising to say because he's here.
Well, considering last week you said they're not going to make the 8,
I don't think
they're off to a flyer if they not bowl over Freo tomorrow night.
Well, that just shows you how sincere I am.
Hey,
mind you, I've had to put some money on it.
Listen to this.
No, we're going for the Pies and that's it.
All right, well, I'm going for Freo, and what we do need to do tonight is thank Ross Lyon. Getting coaches on is hard work sometimes, but every time he's available, he's great to the Footy Show, and we wish him all the best, not only Rossi for tomorrow night, but also for the season ahead.
Thanks, guys.
We do.
Appreciate it.
All right, we need to get to a break, and as we do, let's just acknowledge some of the people that make this show possible. I start with Nissan, who are celebrating their 80th birthday. Thank you to Nissan. Home Timber and Hardware Store of the Year for the 2nd year in a row. Thank you very much. We go to a break. Plenty more after this on The Footy Show.
The Footy Show, thanks to sportsbet.com.au, over 250 markets on every AFL match. And we love having Repco on board for the very first time. What an auto store ought to be. So magnificent ongoing support for the Footy Show. And I tell you, this man has started like a house on fire. He'll keep it going now because it's time for Sam's mailbag.
You'll think this is a gratuitous plug, but it's not.
No?
Last week, I mentioned this brand of underwear, and we have been inundated. Where do you get them? So the offer... Well, as a matter of fact, we've nearly sold out. So we're making it... This is Smart of Sam underwear. We're making it exclusive now. We're not selling it. I've given this instruction to Andrew at Jerry's, which is in Barclay Street, St Kilda, which is where you can buy it. If there's any left. We're not selling them to people with tattoos. Or people who say H. So if you fit to that category, don't ask for any.
All right, what do you got in your mailbag?
And
yes?
Alex Lipai is fighting Ivan Vladimir, Klitschko, for the world heavyweight boxing title of the world in Russia.
You told us last week.
And I asked Alex to come on, but he's over. Someone said he was over in Siberia training, and then they said said it was Sunraysia, and then they said it was
let us
Suburbia.
know when that's on.
It's on.
When?
Main
About
event.
6 weeks, isn't it?
Tell me, what's it called? Main event?
Pay-per-view or whatever.
That's that. And the other thing is...
God, help me.
All right, well, come on. All right. Greg Evans said he'd marry those 2 people who got engaged in the balloon. He said he'd jump out of a plane and they could get married, parachuting to Earth.
Taking up all your mailbag
No,
time.
this is from Olga of Point Cook.
Right.
Love the fact, John, you are back celebrating 21 years, but disappointed you kicked off mailbag last week by showing those idiots with the champagne cork.
Silly. That was silly.
Olga says, please don't feel you have to lower yourself to the masses every week. Oh, no, we never do that. Show something else for pity's sake, she says. OK?
There's a connection.
Learn from Ellen. Cute videos about kids and animals are the way to go. OK, here's a kid talking about a frog.
Say frog. Say frog. Frog.
Oh, no.
Ellen who, incidentally?
Yes.
Ellen DeGeneres.
On the show.
Channel 9, on Channel 9, midday.
Yep.
What else?
Yep.
Well, all right. Well, and one final gripe, says Olga.
Olga.
Stop blabbing on about a cover-up between the AFL and Asada. This is a cover-up, she says.
That's a squirrel bearing his nut in a Bernese mountain dog. That's what that is. I've got a dog like that.
That's not bad.
What's he doing?
That's a squirrel bearing his nut in a Bernese mountain dog.
Thank God, I thought it was something else.
Oh,
Is
yeah,
that
Bernese
what
mountain.
it was doing?
That's what it was doing.
Hey, Gary.
Speaking of cover-ups, Jim.
We have discovered one in the off-season
We've unearthed
that
one.
has rocked this show to its core. Certainly Gary and I were staggered. We were sent a copy of the Sporting Globe from 1978, May 31.
Oh.
Here's the front page.
Look at it.
Smoking Sam, there he is. He's got a stogie as long as a 30-inch bloody ruler.
Jim, that's the front. He's got the front covered.
Well, and then, so we thought that was funny enough, and then we switched it around the back to see an exclusive back page article titled Big Sam Says. Look at him.
Big Sam Says.
So, of course, this is a whole page, Gary.
So that was your own column.
Yeah,
a
don't ever
weekly.
complain about the stretcher coming on.
Hey,
or...
we've not seen Big Sam Says before.
No one's ever heard of Big Sam Says.
And so we want...
Big Sam Says.
So what we want to do...
You've taken over letters, have
What
you?
we will do is we'll revive Big Sam Says. So before you've got
Bullshit, we
something
will.
good to say,
That's it.
we will announce it. So carry on.
Pete Smith ready in the voiceover booth.
Carry on.
Wayno of Rye, Sammy, you're a cack. That's what he says. What was more embarrassing, you breaking down in the Burnley tunnel? This is me
There you are.
Yes. Or last...
Yes.
You would be amazed while I'm driving that car around since last week how many people sling shit at me while I'm driving. Or last year when you forgot the names of all your old teammates.
Now, Samuel. What news, Samuel? What did it walk?
You didn't remember those. So what was more embarrassing? Let's find out what Big Sam says.
Big Sam Says.
What was this?
That's your own intro.
Oh, I
Then you-
see.
then you say
That's
it.
it. Then you say
Thank
it.
you, Gary. All right, and then Wayno says, did you ever apologise properly to your old Cats teammates? No, I haven't formally apologised, Wayno, but for fear it would go something like this.
2 cats.
Thank you, Jim.
Oh. Oh, nice.
I see this for the first time as everyone else. I have no idea what's coming. Do you see this? I never know when I'm on or when I'm meant to speak. Is that it? That was little Jimmy.
Nice.
Thumbs up, Jimmy. This is from Kaz of Lyon, Mr. Newman. Oh, hello. I am a friend of dancer, entertainer Spandy Andy. Here's Spandy Andy.
Yep.
Spandy came onto your show last week expecting to appear on camera performing a routine for Dane Swan's birthday. A routine he has spent an entire week rehearsing. But you bastards, says Kaz of Lyon, you bastards didn't even bother to show him on camera. Not entirely true. We did see a glimpse of him, Kaz.
Oh, no. That was Mandy.
That was it, was it?
Apparently, says Kaz, says we're bastards.
That's how we roll in Leongatha.
What's that?
That's how we roll in Leongatha, Fox.
Are you from Leongatha?
Bloody oath, mate.
You wear a spandy, Dice?
I'm not, but there you go.
Well, Kaz says, please get Spandy back and give him a second chance.
Well, I think it's only fair that we should firstly, before we do that, Gary, find out what Big Sam says.
Oh, Big Sam says.
Oh, start. This is
all right, we're going to get him out.
Get him out.
Get him out. Spandy.
Oh, no. Here he goes.
Spandy.
Oh, no! Come on. Maybe that's why we didn't show so much of Spandy last week. He ought to be a part of this segment. TPO box 9, Melbourne, Victoria.
We're not on Spandy.
Oh, no. Come on. Spandy Andy.
Fuck off, Mandy.
Take, give him a little dance.
Gary.
All right, well, that's why you were thinking of that.
Spandy.
All right, let's have a look at the next game. Gold Coast take on the Richmond Footy Club Saturday night at Metricon Stadium. Gold Coast Suns, well, they are on the march, and they're a side to be reckoned with, particularly up there at Metricon Stadium. Going to be a very difficult team to beat. Their side here, Jimmy Boy, has got 3 new players, Sean Lemons, Clay Cameron and Jack Martin, a highly rated youngster who wasn't able to play last year, drafted as a 17-year-old. Here's the take. Finished 5th last year, 15 wins, 7 losses, went down in their preliminary final, but they are back and, well, let's have a look at this. This is a side I think is going to contend again, boys. Koch and Delidio, Conker, Vickery's in good form. Not sure I can see the push-up king there, though.
No, he's not there, push-up.
He's not,
no,
he's
not
had that knee, so he's not quite right. But this is a big game. Difficult going up there, boys. I think Dice going to be one of the harder road trips going up to take on Gold Coast.
No doubt, yeah. The Gold Coast are they're certainly coming along as a young side. I think their midfield's outstanding. The likes of O'Meara, Prestia, Swallows running through there again and headed by Gary Ablett. But I think Gold Coast will get the job done.
Really? All right, now.
I think both clubs have really built, really well over the last couple of years, particularly Richmond, have had more wins each season for about the last 3 seasons. Love their NAB Cup form. Not that you can always read a lot into it, but I like the way they're going about their football, and I think Richmond will be another successful team this year and they'll win this one.
Shane.
Yeah, it's very tough.
Spoke to Campbell Brown a week ago, who said that this young man, Jack Martin, is the most extraordinarily talented footballer he's ever seen.
Well, I know, which is a very big call, because he's played with a few good players. No, Lance Franklin, Surioli, Gary Ablett, and then to come out and say that this kid's #1, it's a big effort. But Richmond have to win this. I know they got a few out, but they're certainly, hopefully from the loss of the finals last year against the Blues, it spurred them on during pre-season, and I've got a feeling they're going to not only make the finals, but really have a crack this year, the Tigers. So the Tigers will win. Of course.
So you honestly reckon that when you lose an important game at the end of last year, you dwell on it over the summer, and this will be the difference next week?
It's going to motivate you and keep you ticking along, and you'll learn a great deal from it.
Oh, hello.
Oh, they're back. The certainty cards are back this year.
Well, and you know what it was going to be? It was going to be whoever got it wrong was going to shave their heads bald.
What?
But you two pulled out. You wouldn't have your heads shaved bald. The only person who agreed with it was the mammoth.
It'd take too long for him.
Yeah, it was Fat Bill, because he is bald. What, so you wouldn't have your head shaved bald? Well, this is a certainty.
Who are you going for?
I'm going for the Suns.
Are you?
Suns.
So what's the penalty?
Hey?
So what's the penalty?
So you're saying if Richmond beat the Suns, you're going to shave your head?
No, because you said you wouldn't do it.
Well, we said it wasn't fair because if Gary did, it'd already grow back by the next week.
Very good line.
That's very true.
Jim, for interest's sake, you are in it
No,
this
I'm
year.
not in it.
I'll go in it. Then.
I'm in.
I'll go in it this week.
I'll go in it this week too.
No, this round.
Yeah, this round. Which is over 2 weeks, this first round.
That's right.
Only for this round.
All right, I'll pick Hawthorn. I'll pick Hawthorn.
No, so when you get one wrong for the year, you shave your head.
Gary, who are you tipping?
Well, hey, once the challenge is done, we get a new challenge.
Oh, do we? Says you. Who said just making it up on the spot? When you get one wrong...
Shut up. How many times did we have to go into the house?
Oh, I don't know. How many did we?
It's not. I'm going for... I pray that Gold Coast win, but I think Richmond will. But if they do, Gold Coast win, Fossil's hair's coming off.
No.
Yes. Isn't that the
False?
No, he's picked Gold Coast to win.
Yeah, it's the Suns, aren't they?
Yes.
Yes. Sorry.
Is that what they're called?
So, I'm praying that Richmond wins.
So that's shaved head, yeah?
Yes, for Sam.
For Sam, absolutely. Now,
as long as everyone else is in it.
Home Timber and Hardware, the Big One catalogue is back for us. It's bigger and better than ever. Packed with big products, of course, big brands, big deals. Help you get stuck into your big projects. The Home Big One catalogue on sale now until Sunday the 30th of March. Get into your local Home Timber and Hardware store and pick yourself up a big bargain from the Big One catalogue.
Sam's going to be a bald, tattooed freak by the end of this year. We're going to take a break. Damien Barrett's going to join us after this. The Footy Show, some of the best young talent in the land still to join us, but right now it's time to catch up with all the footy news, and the best newsman in the business, bar none, is Damien Barrett, and he joins us. Welcome, Damo.
Thank you, Gaz. We'll start tonight with James Hird, who heads overseas tomorrow for a business course that's going to cost him and his footy club more than $100,000. He won't be returning until the middle of the year. Now, Hird had not spoken publicly since his AFL sanction last year until Mitch Cleary of the Footy Show caught up with him earlier this week. And Mitch's first question here that you're about to see is he asked Hird when it was that he was leaving Australia.
Later this week.
Yeah. Looking forward to heading away and getting overseas?
Yeah, we are looking forward to getting over as a family, so it should be good.
Where's it taking you?
We're going to a few different spots. Singapore first, then France, then up to Russia, so we're looking forward to it.
Yeah. And this is all in the view of getting back for after your ban in August 25?
Yeah, no, we'll be back coaching towards the end of this year.
Yep. And that's back in the coach's box with Bomber?
Yeah, look, I mean, obviously Bomber's the coach for 2014, and I'll be coming back as the coach for 2015. But looking forward to helping the club in any way I can when I get back.
Yep. Will you be back in any form in the finals for this year?
I'll be back at the club, yeah. I mean, as I said, Bomber's the coach 2014, and I'll be back coaching 2015.
And you'll be in the coach's box for the finals this year?
Well, it's up to what Bomber really needs, so we'll wait and see.
Cheers. Thanks, James.
Thanks, mate.
James said earlier this week, there has been a significant development tonight in the Essendon Asada case. Danny Weidler from Channel 9 in Sydney tonight broke the story that the Dank has been issued by Asada with show cause letters relating to 34 anti-doping issues. Now, we've spoken to Stephen Dank tonight ourselves, and he refused to comment to the Footy Show. Mitch Cleary had also had a chance to speak to him. Didn't want to comment tonight. That's only a couple of hours ago tonight. We have spoken to Greg Stanton, Stephen Dank's lawyer. Greg Stanton has told us tonight that this move is Asada, and this is his quote, passing the buck, that they haven't interviewed Stephen Dank and they've chosen not to issue infraction notices. They've asked us to show cause, and what he also said on the record was this is a long way from being over. What it means, in an absolute nutshell, is that a body independently of Asada will now assess where this matter goes next.
Show cause is a trendy term, worry about.
Yep.
What about the players? For me, that's the only interest that lies in this, is how it affects the players. Should they be more or less worried as a result of the story that Danny broke this afternoon?
I don't think it changes that situation at all, Gaz. People, very senior people at WADA, have felt for some time now that this has dragged on for so long that the best way to take this to the next step, and ultimately the final step, is to get an independent body in. issuing a show cause letter as opposed to an infraction notice allows it now to go to an independent body. Stephen Dank, as we know, has said he wants that to be the case. He's now got that opportunity. Greg Stanton, the lawyer, Gaz, also confirmed, as best as he knew it to be, that the 34 anti-doping issues, they relate specifically to Essendon, not Cronulla. Right. So that's 34 issues that he has to show cause why he should not face an infraction.
Very quickly, the appointment of a judge about 3 weeks ago, is this expedited things?
There's absolutely no doubt about that. As you said, a judge has been put in charge of this case now. There is no coincidence that 2 weeks after that appointment that these show cause letters have been issued tonight. Bit to play out though. Caught up with the newly elected St Kilda president, Peter Summers, during the week. Now, he's boldly declared that his team will win its second premiership inside 6 years. It's comments that are going to certainly divide opinion. We'll take a look at them now. This is Peter Summers talking to the Footy Show this week when he was asked to expand on the football department goals that are contained in a club mission statement which is titled Road to 2018.
By 2018, we intend to be a top 4 side who is regularly competing for a flag. Now, obviously, if you're going to compete, it's a business of winning, and we're going to be bold and make a statement that by 2020 we want our second premiership cup. Taking any other approach is selling the playing group and our members short. And if you're going to be in a competition where there is one prize given, go for it. Yeah? Say you're going.
He set the bar high. Look, I think it's lofty, top 4 in 4 years and another flag inside 6. But Brendan Gale made some very big statements when he took over the Richmond Footy Club and aimed for 75,000 members and top 4 position. And at the time we thought that was lofty, but they aren't far away.
Well, they've won one club in there, one premiership in their 117 years in the AFL. I admire it. And he's presented that statement tonight to a club function which has launched the 2014 season.
What about Peter Jackson's tenure at Melbourne and Paul Roos as the coach?
Peter Jackson himself has opened discussions with the new chairman of the Footy Club, or the president, Glenn Bartlett, and that is interesting in itself. His contract ends. I believe he will recommit to Melbourne Footy Club, Peter Jackson, as CEO when that time comes. The club wants Paul Roos to do the same. He, at the moment, has got a 2-year plus 1-year option at the moment. But what Peter Jackson says, and you're about to see it right now, he guarantees that the Footy Club will have in place by the start of the next pre-season the man who will replace Paul Roos.
I don't want to start putting pressure on Roosy or start getting into some public debate about, will he be here for 2 or 3 years. I just want him to be really happy about a decision he's made, coming to work each day and knowing he's done the right thing. If we do that for most of this year, I think the rest will take care of itself.
But your plan is, before next pre-season, to have a successor to Paul Roos in place?
We would want to understand who's in that role towards the end of this football season, absolutely.
Peter Jackson there, of course, CEO of the Melbourne Football Club and the AFL Hall of Fame purple. Yep. Always raises questions, especially with eligible players that maybe are going to be causing the judges some sleepless nights. Would that be the right way to put it?
The Hall of Fame, JB, met today for the committee, for the first time, and of the potential 2014 inductees, there is an interesting name, and that name is Ben Cousins. He has officially reached the eligibility clauses, having been retired now for 3 seasons. His name was discussed today. It will be discussed in future meetings of that Hall of Fame committee. I don't expect him to get in this year, but he's eligible and he's being discussed.
And before you go, James Frawley, you're free agent at the end of this season. In your discussion with Peter Jackson, did you bring that up?
I get the feeling Melbourne's very confident they'll retain him, Gaz. His unrestricted status as a free agent is simply because his contract has been smoothed out over 4 years. The big money came for him early in that. Right now, the money that he's getting in 2014 does not place him amongst the top earners at Melbourne, hence he's unrestricted when it comes to that. Melbourne, though, very confident that he stays.
Did I hear James Frawley right when he said that he'll re-sign when Paul Roos re-signs?
I have heard that floating around. I haven't seen him say it.
He did say that.
You've got to love that, don't you? Thank Damien Barrett for us, everyone. Fantastic. As always, Purple. Brilliantly done. Now, all big footy shows, of course, already on and coming back. The Sunday footy show this Sunday, all conquering, of course. Hutchie's going to be dominating that one. Brendan Goddard's going to be on hand this weekend. Dan Hanbury as well as Guy McKenna. Stephen Kernahan drops in the Sunday yarn. And a special Bury the Hatchet on the game's most brutal contest, the Battle of Britain. That's coming up from 11:30 this Sunday. You must see that. There they are, the two boys, Reece and Donald McDonald. Oh, she was on over there, Gary. And then Footy Class. Oh, off to a ripping start. There was angst in studio, gluing everything I love about that magnificent show. The biggest stories always breaking the AFL agenda, the hottest topics, must-see television on Monday Night Footy Classified. So get stuck into both of those. Now, Gary. As well as it all getting a little tense on Monday night, which I loved, of course, because that's the backbone of that magnificent show.
Actually got labelled a clown and a fraud.
Oh, that's what I heard. I also did see something I couldn't believe, and that was...
Don't bring it up.
Well, Hutchie had something growing on his face. What was this, Gary?
Well, this is our main man here, and we tried to get away with it by covering it.
It trended on Twitter.
Australia-wide.
It did.
And he's had an infection, Jim, on his chin. It was a lot bigger than that. And, he took a heavy course of antibiotics. I'm saying this in all seriousness. Intravenously, and it did, and he's almost over it. So that is a very good news. So
that's
he's going to be fine.
Well, I went out to.
What happened?
I went out to just say no hard feelings about last week with Craig. Remember when we showed his stomach with Rebecca Judd, and I thought, and he was out just hijacked a snack truck out the back, and he had his head in the middle of a turkey out there, just eating its gizzards from the inside. And I said, mate, I saw you on Footy Classified. Luckily, as I embraced him and gave him a bear hug, luckily it's not contagious, that thing. So that's like I felt good about it.
Well, you seem to have caught the affliction.
What have you got on your chin there for?
What have I got? Jesus! Oh, shit! Is that right? It's flared up already?
I think it is. I think it's flared up, and I hope you want to get onto that pretty quickly because it can get very. It can get.
It's got stuff dripping out of it, Force. Oh
no! It's not one thing; it's the other.
You go and get that scene doing the ad break.
No, I didn't
You're going to have that lance.
Take a break. Plenty more still to come on the Footy Show.
Still to come tonight, oh yes, Gary Lyon and only Gary Lyon. Take us through some more top-notch draftees, including the D's budding superstar, Jesse Hogan. Croft brings us all the big hangers from footy legends last year. More of the boys on the Kokoda track over summer.
Too tired to wipe the sweat out of my eyes.
And Sam takes street talk to GWS country.
We're asking about the Sydney Swans and Buddy Franklin. You heard of him?
Yeah, mate, no good.
He's what?
That's sure to be champagne stuff, Force. Stay with us on the Footy Show.
Well, it significant rain last night, and I'm sure it has muddied up the track a treat, if it's possible to muddy it up anymore.
Christ almighty.
We're going to have another crack at it, Gary.
We are. We're going to get to the highest point of the trip, Mount Bellamy. It's first up in the morning, so get the heart going nice and early.
I haven't seen myself in a mirror for 5 days, and I'm usually right into coiffuring and shaving, so if I don't recognise myself, I'm just saying it's me here now at Templeton. Easy. Thank you, gentlemen.
I would have skipped across that one-footed if he hadn't fell off 2 days ago. Now, occupational health and safety's kicked in. The rope's that tight you can play a guitar on it.
The tour leader, the man in charge, Viscount Miller, he's got a weird sense of timing. Quarter of an hour's 27 minutes. An hour is hour and 3/4. And if he says it's a 2-hour, mate, write the day off.
Which one?
Are they different shapes? Gives me a completely different one to that. We're trying to beat the monsoon to base camp.
It's very muddy and up to your ankles, really. And I tell you, that's when your personal porter comes into his own today.
My man, Sombe, he didn't grab me several times. He just had hold of me the whole 6 hours. I thought, I'm actually coming down these hills fairly well. And I turned around to say something to him, and he's half a metre behind me with his hand on my backpack. He held on to me for grim death for 6 hours. Anyhow, he's a star, and he's in for a very, very large tip when we make Port Moresby. How's you liking the pavement at the Docklands down in Melbourne? Who's With the help of this charming lady, this was our war cry at school. Ad-I, chickadai, ooli, booli, umbali, walla walla, whiskey, cheeky, Charlie, wirra, rum, rumsika, babba, the Yukon, polymorph, the Yukon, roo, Cataract, Zimbabwe, grammar, yeah. Just a family portrait here. Thank you very much.
And we got met by our porters with the guitar, and they sang I think an original.
A lilting melody.
Welcome to Khaki.
Still more. Nice finish.
Yeah, yee-ha.
Fantastic. Sam now would like to sing a return, a little bit of witchcraft.
No, I wouldn't.
Come on.
No, I wouldn't.
No, they would love it.
No, shut up. Gary actually blew a fetlock at one of the camps and he blew one of his shoes out. Terence, I want to congratulate you. We don't believe Gary is going to last the distance. He's suffering pain and we've seen how he handles it. So they summoned some native men, some New Guinea fuzzy wuzzies, to come out of the bush with a makeshift stretcher. Terribly humorous.
Champagne from the boss man. I didn't think that something so humorous could occur on this trip. No, lower me down. Hey, down. Very funny, very funny, very funny, very funny. You can't escape it. New Guinea is still doing stretcher jokes. Very funny. Right, now where'd they pick me up?
To be continued, the final part of the journey next week, of course. What a venture.
Could I just say that when those, they're called Fuzzy Wuzzy Angels, those natives, when they came out of the bush, don't forget this was about a fortnight after some fellow hikers had been macheted to death up in the north of New Guinea. Gary thought that was it. We were being attacked by marauders, and his sphincter, you couldn't ram a knitting needle up with a jackhammer. He got that tight.
For a small moment, I was
He
fearful.
thought, God, what's happened?
No, but they're the friendliest people of all.
Well,
but
they were.
Very funny from Sam, organising the stretcher.
I liked it, Gary. It was my favourite bit.
What about that? Have you been impressed by this?
I respect what you've done there, Sammy, but are you the only guy that's ever walked it? The way you're talking and acting, you're the only guy that's ever done the hike.
Oh, here's a bloke before training puts gels and salves and liniments and amulets and trinkets and... We ate for 8 days salada biscuits. I had a gecko in between one of them as filling just on one day. You're smelling like the curtains in a gypsy fortune teller's parlour. We're just about dead.
We were. It was courageous by you.
What about you, you rangy stick insect? What are you laughing at? Hey?
Very impressed, mate.
Thank you. Well, I should hope so.
All right, let's get stuck into the next game of footy. Carlton take on Port Adelaide. Eddie had Sunday night for the Blues. They don't have the superstar Chris Judd, but they do have Dale Thomas for the first time across from the Maggies to play for the Blues, and some big names we're going to speak to soon from that club as well are listed in the squad. Is what it is at the moment. Port Adelaide, very nice finalists last year, had a win, of course. And look at the forward line here. Westhoff, Schultz, Butcher, the big towers, and then Monfries, Hartland, Gray. There's some talent in there, and Trav Boak is an absolute star. Croft, what's happening here?
It's going to be a ripper. I know the Blues had a lot of surgery over the pre-season, but I've got a feeling they'll start really well. Port Adelaide, terrific last year, but I've just got a feeling the Blues will get off to the perfect start.
Yeah, looking forward to this game, Shane. Both had fantastic years last year, so I'm interested to see how they both go this year, but because the game's at Etihad, I'm going to go for Carlton.
Nice. Yeah, fair enough. No, I like the look of both sides, but I especially like the look of Port Adelaide with their young guys, Ollie Wines, Chad Wingard, and a new guy, Jarman Impey. He's had a fantastic pre-season, so I think Port will get the job done.
Well, obviously, we like the look of Port, and they were fantastic, but my goodness me, if Carlton are going to step to the plate, this would be the game, because Mick Malthouse will be desperate. Gary, I'm giving you this. Pick a certainty out of this.
No,
you wouldn't pick a certainty?
Not in this game.
No, well, I'm going for Carlton on this particular day.
Speaking of Carlton, Gary, 150 years this is magnificent club celebrating, and they've got a Guernsey, commemorative Guernsey. And it comes in a beautiful box too, by the way. They're going to wear this in round 7, 13 and 23. It pays homage to the fantastic jersey they wore from 27 to 97. So you've got, oh, look at the big logo there. Made in Australia. Nike have done a magnificent job of this, by the way. Available through the Carlton shop at Visy Park. And there's the back of it, which I don't think is any different. Oh, no, down the bottom it is. They're all a premiership. So 3 times this year, Gary, they're wearing this jumper, the Blues.
All right, that's great news. So what we do need to do now is...
No, who did you tip?
I've tipped Port Adelaide, but what we are going to do is acknowledge the very tragic and sudden passing of Dean Bailey through the course of this year. Dean Bailey's contribution to footy was immense as a player, first of all with Essendon, 53 games, and then made his mark as a coach at Mount Gravatt, Essendon, Port Adelaide. I sat on a panel that appointed him coach of the Melbourne Footy Club, and then over at Adelaide. His contribution through development has been enormous. You won't hear a bad word said about this man, and it is a very, very sad occasion. And tonight we'd like to give our condolences to his wife Karen and sons Darcy and Mitchell. Welcome back to the Footy Show. This is part 2 of a very popular segment. It is our introduction to the most talented young footballers in the country. Their debut on television, if you don't mind. So be kind to them. We're going to start with Essendon's #1 pick. Zach Merritt joins us. Welcome, Jackie boy. Have a look at this man. Welcome, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks. Going well.
Pick number 26. Join your brother Jackson at the Essendon Footy Club. He must have made it welcome for you.
Yeah, he's very good. Obviously, I was very excited to join him. It was just like back in the old days at Cobden. Yeah, he made it very good for me. Very helpful. We
spoke to Jackson. He said you annoyed him something shocking for the first couple of weeks. You weren't quite sure what to wear, where to go. Was that the case?
Yeah, no, I did annoy him a lot. I see him probably 15 text messages a day, and yeah, it was very annoying for him. But yeah, it was very grateful for his help.
You actually played Friday week. The Bombers take on the Kangaroos. What's the chances?
I'm not too sure yet. I'll see what Dyson is over there, but yeah, hopefully see how we go.
And I was very interested to read that your favourite show is Fast and the Furious, episode 6.
Oh, I don't mind that. Yeah, it was pretty good, pretty entertaining.
What about the other 5?
I had to pick 1 out of 6, so go with that one.
Yeah, he's not a big man, Jim, but he's very quick and very talented, and the Bombers are going to love having him in their side. Good luck, mate. Zach Merritt joining us. Right now, here we go for Carlton supporters. Their first pick number 13, if you don't mind, Patrick Cripps. Go. Patrick.
How's it going?
How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Look at the size of this boy. Get in here a bit closer. 190cm midfielder. You just shot up over the last couple of years, is that right?
Yeah, about 2.5 years ago I was probably mid-170s, so yeah, you could say I've shot up a bit.
He's got you covered, Gary.
He has at the moment, Jim, but we've got a lot in common, you may not realise. Cripps is a big farm boy. He comes from a big farming district, loves his farm. I'm a farm boy as well. What do you run on the farm?
We used to run a fair bit of sheep, but now we just stick to cropping, free the old man up a bit, so...
shearing?
Yeah, we used to, but yeah, try to stick away from that. Not a big fan.
Any crops going?
He just said that, you dick.
Shut up, Jim.
Yeah, no, we got a fair bit of crops, so hopefully get a bit of rain this year.
What sort of tractor are you running?
No, we stick with the case, so yeah, the case is pretty reliable.
With a what?
The case tractor.
I'm a John Deere man myself. The other thing you love your pig hunting, and that is something that I know a fair bit about. So are you using the dogs or are you out with the guns?
A bit of both. Like to get out with the dogs and chase them out of the scrub, then hopefully get them out in the open.
Dogs and crossbow me when I get out. Midfielder at the Carlton Footy Club, Diesel Williams style, they tell me.
Yeah, it was a great honour to be compared to him, but obviously I don't really like to compare myself to many players, but yeah, I can take a few traits from him. It'd be awesome.
He's a good-looking young man, a good size too. Good luck to you, Patrick. Patrick Cripps, the Carlton Footy Club. Wait. Sit there, Christian. Back. Got to give this man an introduction.
Come on.
A few more revered numbers in the AFL competition than the number 3 at the Melbourne Footy Club, Jim, if you don't mind. Clint Bartram, Clint Bizzle, and now Christian Salem joins us from the Melbourne Footy Club. Welcome, young man.
Thanks.
What a great thrill and honour it is to be joining this magnificent football club.
Yeah, it is. Obviously, coming off the last couple of years, refreshed group, new coaches, so yeah, really looking forward to it.
And how have you fitted in down at Demonland under Roosie? He's a breath of fresh air, they tell me.
Yeah, no, it's been good. Obviously, we've got like 4 Brighton Grammar boys down there now, so they've looked after us well. Got the locker next to Watsy, so it's been good.
Gary,
yes.
They tell me that the real likeness between you and this young man is not only the number 3, but the fact that he's equally hairy. Is that true, Christian? At 18, you've got the body hair going nicely?
Nah, not really, just a bit here.
He's got a nice cover, Jim. That's all right. I tell you what, he has been described as one of the very best kicks to come out of the under-18 competition. What position would you like to play, mate?
Obviously early on you take what you get. Played my first game on the weekend, playing half-back and wing, so yeah, you never know. Don't mind forward.
And who down there at Melbourne's taking you under the wing?
I guess you sort of work with you in the line, so down forward, sort of had a bit to do with Burnsy, yeah, and a few others. It's been good.
What did you say,
Well, not you. Why don't you go down and give him a hand? He's got your old number. Why don't you give him a leg up?
Any debuts, I'll be there. Don't worry about that. Christian Salem's going to be a great player for the Melbourne Footy Club. The North Melbourne Footy Club, their first pick was a father-son, Luke McDonald. He joins us, the son of Donald, of course, who was a star and is still at the North Melbourne Footy Club. And I'm not going to be shy with questions here, Jim. A confident young man. Luke, I've known you for a long time. How's things? You've been at that footy club since you're about 4 years of age.
Yeah, since about 2006. So I wasn't 4, but I was a bit older than that. But yeah, been there a while, so it's good to be finally on the list.
And, of course, the speculation is that you went as a father-son. Now, I was talking to Nicky Dell before. Dell, he thought he may have gone a bit higher?
Yeah, the story goes that he was a little bit flat that he went number 8 father-son, that he thought if he was in the draft like everybody else, he was definitely a first pick because, boy, didn't quite fit that bill for him. But no, he's a good kid.
Settled in well?
Yeah, very well. I think for a first year as good as I've ever seen. All
right, best mates with Jack Billings. Jack Billings on last week. I want you to rate his performance.
Oh, look, it was about a 2. I was pretty flat with it, to be honest. But told me he was going to do a gag or something like that, but yeah, nothing surfaced. So.
Well, you got one for us then. This is the opportunity. Look down the barrel.
No, I got no gags. Sorry, guys.
Right, tell me whether this is true. Socially, they say you're very confident. This came across my desk. A young lady you were talking to recently, and your parting line to her was, how would you like to go to the Brownlow next year? Any truth in that, young Lukey boy?
Well, at work, she's my girlfriend now, so can't complain.
Mate, you had a great year in the VFL last year. Hopefully debut very, very shortly, and it's going to be a long career for the Kangaroos. Good luck. Luke McDonald. And this man here, taking number 2 in last year's draft. He had to play VFL footy and bide his time, and the Demons are very much looking forward to Jesse Hogan, who joins us here. Look at him, Jess. How are you, Jess?
Well, no, I'm going good.
Nice to see you, big fellow. We're excited. We saw you against the Cats. You were ripping it to shreds, but you've had a little bit of a back issue.
Yeah, a little bit of a setback. You know, nothing too serious, but obviously not ideal timing. But hopefully be back in the early rounds, round 2 or 3. So
what has been the diagnosis right now? Do we know exactly?
It's a bit odd. You can't really get scans on it. It's more of a symptomatic, so week to week, day to day sort of thing. So. There's no real time frame, just hopefully it pulls up well after every session and then take it from there.
And was it after the Geelong game where you got the back soreness?
It was a bit tight going into it, but after the game was when it really was untrainable and yeah, there was real pain.
Must be frustrating. You had to sit out last year. You played VFL footy, won the best and fairest for Casey in the VFL. You got Chris Dawes and you got Mitch Clark, the other big forwards for the Demons who can't quite get themselves up. So when are we going to see all 3 of you boys out on the park?
Yeah, hopefully soon enough. Hopefully sometime in the first half of the year. That would be ideal, but you never know really. It's a game of footy. Every week you go out there, you don't know what's going to happen. So
exactly right.
Hopefully sooner rather than later.
And Paul Roos, I'm told, made the trip across to the west to sit down with Mum and Dad and talk about your future. How'd that go down?
Yeah, it was a bit of carry on. It wasn't really just to see me. He was over to see a few of the other boys.
No, don't drown the story.
Oh no, it was good. That was good for him to come over and show his appreciation and show that he gave care. So no, it was really good.
And you lived with the Viney family last year with Jack and with Jimmy Tompus, the 3 of you. Is that still going on, or have you had enough of those?
No, Meg couldn't handle the cooking load, so she got rid of us. But no, they were doing renovations, so we had to move out. So I've moved in with Dean Kent. So that's going good.
Well, we need you playing. So just again, I don't want to lock you in, but you think maybe 2 to 3?
Oh, hopefully. I can't really lock it in, but that's hopefully the plan.
Well, the big number 1 Guernsey, the big key forwards, Jim, they're very hard to come by. This is one of the very best in the competition. So good luck from me and all of the footy world, mate. Great to have you here, and there you are. The best young talent in the country, Jim.
Gary. I tell you what,
Sign this, mate, please.
Gary loves that particular segment, but when Jesse Hogan was standing there next to him, I thought I saw a trouser chubby just starting to drift out. Look at him. He's that excited about the big key forward from Melbourne. We are excited too. We're taking a break because Sam and Street Talk from Sydney is next.
Read all about it. Man dresses up as a complete dickwad to celebrate Buddy Franklin's first premiership game with the Swans. Read all about it. You heard of AFL?
Yeah, you lose it. Not that good.
You go to the footy at all? No.
Sorry. That's how slack I am.
It's been given $10 million, madam. Madam? You into the football? AFL?
No, rugby league.
Well, what about AFL? Have you heard of the Giants?
They suck.
What have you heard of Buddy Franklin?
Sucks.
He's got $10 million to suck. That's a lot of sucking power.
Wanker.
Hey, Sam.
Yeah, it's me.
Didn't recognise you, mate.
I love you.
Do you know? I love you too. I could easily love you. Now look here. We could be Times International Couple of the Year. Buddy Franklin has been signed for $10 million to play for the Swans.
Oh, yeah.
Against your side here, the Giants.
Yeah, I got you in now. Yeah, Pitbull.
Football, yeah. Have you ever been to the football?
Nah.
How do we get into their mitchy pants?
What's that, dog?
How do we get into their mitchy pants?
Well, I can make it really easy. I can facilitate entry by opening them up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Me, I just went to the doctors. And me, I'm just going shopping again.
I'm not qualified, doctor, but I might give you some. What's wrong with anything I could help you with? Or?
Oh, you can go over me if you want. Any day.
Read all about it. Movement in the pants. I don't mind. I quite appreciate this. You're
Do you want my number?
You're not hitting on me, are you?
No. Here, I'll just give you my number and you can just call me later.
Okay. Look, I've even one of my buttons on my flyers just come open in anticipation. Look at that. An old newspaper boy, you know, that used to stand.
Oh, yes, I know, the newspaper man.
What are you eating? What is that?
Mongolian lamb.
Mongolian lamb.
Yeah.
Is that a difference from Australian lamb or?
Yeah.
European
it's Chinese
lamb?
food. And it was born in Mongol.
Mongol?
Yeah, Mongol.
Should we actually want to embrace, that's me, kiss you or pash?
Or you can do one on the side.
Yeah, is that likely to rupture me nostrils or something if I got close?
Probably, yeah, just give me one on the side.
But what about here?
What, you want to kiss my nose?
No. Well,
you want to lick it?
Lick your nose?
Do you want to lick it?
When he plays the first game against the Giants, which is round 1, now stick with me here, what do you think the headline in the paper will be?
Go the West as we are the really best.
The very best. Is that, what's that?
Very.
With a double R?
Yes.
Go lick.
What about?
Lick.
Comeback Giants. That's, I think that's Gants.
Giants.
Yeah, G-I-A, I think.
G-A-I-N-T, Giants.
I'm going to just ask, I think...
Lick it, come on, lick it.
Kick some ass.
Go, buddy, go.
Really? Yeah, even for the footy show, I don't think I could lick this woman's nose. Only because, not that I wouldn't want to, but people write in and say that it's unhygienic.
Come on.
You're a bloody star, Al. You've got me frisky, I'll tell you that.
He's gonna kick ass and his team's going hardcore.
Too much talk.
You want to lick my nose?
Yeah, I'll lick your nose, look.
Thank you.
And cut.
I tell you, it's building. It's going to be a massive game. It is GWS Giants taking on the Sydney Swans Saturday afternoon at Spotless Stadium. Well, the Giants only went down to Adelaide by 8 points last week. Their pre-season form hasn't been too bad. and you would expect them to improve. They only had the one win last year, but they will be better after another pre-season. They take on the Sydney Swans, finished 4th on the ladder last year. Added some very big names, including one Buddy Franklin. And if you can't quite see the emergency here, but this is how well the Swans are going. Ryan O'Keefe has been named emergency for the Sydney Swans. So, Dice, that would suggest to me they're in pretty good shape.
Yeah, no doubt. No, I reckon the Swannies will be far too strong. Far too strong.
Go.
Yeah, I totally agree with Dice. I think Sydney are still a force to be reckoned with, and they'll have another good season and they'll win this game comfortably.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on Sydney to win a lot of games this year. GWS, they'll still win some. Those young kids are really good. And a lot of people have been wondering why Buddy went to Sydney. Well, Gary Lyon, it's because the price was right.
Oh, here he is. Still funny, Gary, every time.
Hey,
every time
sorry.
funny.
Can I? Yes, I beat you. I beat you. Yes. No.
Dal, did I say I was doing this?
First in, best dress. So I'm going for the Swans.
Well, I'll do mine next week. Okay. Footy is back, Force, and so are the money-back specials from our great friends at sportsbet.com.au. Check this out for a great offer. For all the matches in round one, if your team leads at any break but loses the match, you get your money back. So Sportsbet will refund your head-to-head bet up to $100. Pies and the Dockers to kick off the year. Both clubs were having a real quack, so this could be a match where momentum swings. So if your team leads at quarter-time, half-time or three-quarter time but lose the match, your money back. This happened in a whopping 5 out of the 9 matches in round 1 and 2 last year, so don't miss out. Conditions apply. Visit sportsbet.com.au for further details. Please gamble responsibly.
Gary went over in the ad break before this segment and said to Shane, I'm playing the certainty, so don't you do it.
Exactly
and then Shane put his certainty up, so sucked in. We're going to take a break. When we come back, the audience here have their say on the Footy Show.
Wow.
Whoever said Collingwood supporters don't have teeth, look at these teeth!
I just stood in the foyer for 15 minutes to come into this booth, standing with 3 f***ing Collingwood supporters.
Well, Dal, you're a lovely young man, but I am so disappointed in you. Why did you leave the Saints?
Facebook vlogs. I'm sick and tired of being asked to play these stupid games. I don't want to play Candy Crush or a friggin' farm game!
Just why did you?
When I'm pulling up at a set of lights, I see a little girly car and I'm thinking to myself, it's going to be a hot chick. Pull up, bang, it's a dude. Moustache, beard, looking real manly, messing up my whole purse.
You know, you should have done that.
Buddy, that beard ain't doing you any favours. Get rid of it.
Yeah. I wasn't rude to you in the letter I wrote you, was I?
You know what really annoys me? Tall people. So Aaron Sandler, don't ask me out on a date.
I hate down at Seaford. Absolutely hate it.
All those supporters out there that don't think the Pies are going to make the top 8, including you, Sam, you can get stuffed. Get stuffed. We're winning the flag!
You look shocking in blue and white. Where's your red, white and black?
Very nicely done by our studio audience.
Ivy!
Ivy's over there.
Ivy!
Sorry, Jim.
What do you think, seriously, about Nicky Dal decamping?
Ask me again.
Is that you, Ivy?
Yes, it's
What do you think, Ivy?
I wonder what you think about Del Santo leaving.
Well, it's up to him. He's a very nice young man, but he knows how we felt when he left. Did you get my letter?
No,
Did you?
Nick, of course you did.
Nick, did you get the letter, Nick?
Yeah, I think I got the letter.
What did it say?
Said you're a very naughty boy for
Yeah,
going.
pretty much. I'm going to be going the long way around to get out of this place. I'm
I
sorry,
wasn't
Ivy.
rude, was I?
What's that, sorry?
In the letter I wrote to you?
No, you've never been rude to me in 12 years. You've only been a great support and I have appreciated it.
Shut up. What was that?
Go and give her a hug.
I've been a supporter for 66 years. I've got my life member.
Go and give her a hug, man.
And I will never leave my club.
He's gone to a reasonable club.
No, Ivy's just, she's about to go right off.
Well done, Ivy. How are you, darling?
Security.
Must be great, that Saints down at Seaford. You must love that.
Love it.
Security.
Hey, Ivy, we're going to send Nick Dowell down to see you, Ive.
Oh, I don't
to
think
say
so.
good day.
No,
Lovely
no.
to see you, darling. And what we do need to tell you, tomorrow on the Today Show,
Yes.
Carl.
Oh, yes.
Our main man, Carl, our
Stefano.
favourite. He's been down to Essendon, done some training with you, big Dice, so make sure you have a look at that. And Pharrell Williams is on the Today Show tomorrow as well, live in the studio. Hey, thanks, Dice. Thanks to Nicky Dowell both for coming in and showing. And it's nice to have you back, young man. Also to you, Force.
Yeah, thanks.
Did you buy a new car?
What?
And also James Brayshaw.
that's
Good
it.
luck to the Kangaroos
Big
next
Sam
Friday.
says.
We'll be back next Wednesday night. Good night.
Big Sam says.